I have been to so many weddings, and trust me when I say is that sometimes you don't get time to eat. So while this video might seem a little weird or random, here are a few tips for success on a wedding day for the photography and videography team, just to make sure you're not going hungry. Trust me when I say I've been to many weddings where you're in the middle of eating or getting appetizers and suddenly something's happening, or the bride and groom request you to come and do something and you end up not being able to eat. And then the other thing is, like, sometimes you get your food and then your food suddenly gets taken away as you come back, so you are ultimately left with no food. It can happen, and I've had plenty of times where I just have to suddenly randomly get up and go take the photo or video, and it's not the best thing when you literally have no other option. My biggest first tip is to definitely eat carbs. While you might be on a diet and stuff, etc., think about when you're doing a wedding, you need to be sure you're always alert and you always have energy. Carbs, I've realized, are one of the things that help me the most because you are more satiated for the day. You're going to be good and you don't have to worry about maybe not getting food later on, and it'll hold you for a lot longer. The second and probably the most obvious one is protein. Protein will also fill you up immensely and it'll just make your life a lot easier. Not to mention is that it'll, same thing as carbs, be more satiating for a longer period of time. I would usually have one of these two things either way before an event or just before, because like I said, if you don't get time to eat there, or you're not even allowed to eat for whatever reason, you don't want to be at risk of not having anything and being tired, hungry, and maybe cranky. Especially for people who are constantly on their feet and have to always be alert, etc. You need to make sure that you're always taking care of yourself. And I feel like this is not talked about nearly enough by other creators, other people who are in this industry, because it's just something that doesn't seem important. Your vegetables will also be a good thing to have. Vegetables will ultimately give you energy as well, and it'll give you that good type of stuff where you're not having to worry about calories and all these other vitamins and things, because most of these vegetables have different things in them that are good. Fruits are also good, but I feel like vegetables just have less likely to have carbs if you're worrying about that. But at the end of the day, as long as you're having something that is healthy for you, you'll probably end up being better off than having something like candy beforehand, or something like an energy drink, because those I feel like will give you a high level of energy right away, but then you'll come down much harder after and you'll feel a lot much quicker. The last one I think you should have is a protein shake, and this is up to personal preference what you have. I personally like a low carb one just because I try to have as less carbs as possible, but for events especially it depends. But a good protein shake with tons of flavor, some like nice satiating stuff that allows you to be full for longer, will just make your life a lot easier. And like I said, you'll have benefit of having something that's thick and nice, but not having too much and being full and having a bad crash in terms of energy later on. So these are my few recommendations of what I think you should eat before a wedding or event that you're doing. You can obviously do whatever you want. I just find like these are the things that I have experimented with and found the best success with projects or things like that are more relaxed. Obviously you don't have to follow any of this, but just recommendations if you want to always be alert and you have to worry about food, maybe drinks and stuff there. Just keeps you on your toes much more often, I feel like. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see another cool one, be sure to look at this one over here, or check out the channel for some other cool content. If you want to hit me up on social media, I'm available right over here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next video. Peace.